So, you can watch TV series or films if you're a seriaholic and cinemaholic as I am, and try to do that in the language of the original. So mostly it's English, of course. This is probably the most natural way for us to create this English input. And there are a lot of services nowadays where you can get it for free or for a very cheap subscription. I won't name the sources, you all know them. So you can watch with or without subtitles. You can watch with Russian or English subtitles. It doesn't matter. Just stop watching them dubbed. Stop watching them in Russian. And believe me, after you hear the real voices of actors, favorite actors, you won't be able to hear them dubbed. So you'll just stop doing that in Russian. Where can we get them? And what can we get from these TV shows? Well, the most important thing is that mostly, if you don't watch some historical drama, mostly this is like up-to-date language. This is what people speak now at this moment in this country. And it includes a lot of slang words, a lot of idiomatic expressions, a lot of phrases. And why it's easy to learn English through that is just because when you watch something, you're immersed in this world and you are very aware of what is going on the screen, and you have a very clear situation in front of you. So when you hear the phrase in this situation, after that, when this situation arises in your real life, you kind of use this phrase you've heard. So this is very, it creates a very natural context for you to learn some things. So I usually just enjoy watching a film or a TV show. I don't like stop every time I don't understand anything. I ignore lots of things, especially in some films where there are some regional accents or something. So it's fine if you don't get things. It's really fine. The important thing is just remember, enjoy the process, find something that you really like, and then the process of learning will be quite smooth. I work with TV shows in the following way. When I hear something I like, something I particularly enjoy, or something I don't understand at all, I stop the video and I put down this phrase or the whole line on a piece of paper, on a card, and have it in front of me. I have a special like wooden flower clipper on my table, and I put it there, so it's always in front of my eyes. And what I do next is I try to hear this phrase or to see this phrase in everything else I do. So if I watch other TV shows or I watch some videos or I read something, I start paying attention to this phrase. So I start registering it in different texts, in different environments. And then I try to incorporate it in my own speech when speaking to colleagues or speaking to my students, or just when writing something somewhere, or just, I don't know, putting it into a phrase I would like to say to my husband or something like that. So I look for this right situation, and then I try and put this phrase into it, and that's it. I never forget it after that. Well, probably that's how my brain works, but it actually works. If it's always in front of you, you're on alert for this phrase everywhere, and you get as many examples of using it as possible, and that really helps for remembering, for memorizing. So, for example, recently I watched another episode of The Big Bang Theory. Yeah, maybe there are fans in the audience who like this show. So, and there was a situation where Sheldon and other guys were thinking like why they stopped having how was it called? I don't even remember. Like, anything can happen Thursdays. Anything can happen Thursdays. And they started thinking, let's do it again. Like, and they started thinking, what shall we do on this anything can happen day? And they started like expressing some ideas, and Sheldon said something and nobody liked it. So he said a phrase which in my opinion is genius. It's not idiomatic at all. It's just the phrase, something like how it was put. It's genius. So it was the phrase like this. He said, I'll shake the brain bush one more time and see what falls out. So that was set in the situation, so let me think again and offer some other idea. And that's perfect. I put it on a piece of paper. I've used it already a few times during my calls with colleagues and with my husband. My husband already hates this phrase because I try to use it as much as possible because I love it so much. So the more you hear something like that, you can put it down. It's not necessary that you put everything you don't know or something like that. No, just enjoy the process and choose the phrases you want. Now, most important part, where do you take time for all this? So, in my experience, we should go on a compromise with your family, actually, because I know that most families nowadays have those family TV shows which they watch together. And you're lucky if your husband speaks, or wife, or your spouse speaks English as you are, then it's fine. And you can do that in English, no problem. But when they don't, there's a problem, and you should do something about it. So compromise with your family, and you can offer a few options. You can choose days for English-only TV shows and days for Russian-only TV shows. You can watch it in English with Russian subtitles for your spouse to understand. You can watch them, I don't know, in English 3 times a week and so on. Or you can choose only one TV show which you particularly choose to watch in English and so on. So there are many options, and many of my colleagues do different things to find this time for themselves. When you do that, something you do every day becomes English input for free. And you easily find time for that because you will watch that TV show anyway. If you watch with friends who don't know English, download free subtitles in Russian, because for every TV show there is a website on the net, you can Google it, which offers subtitles in all languages for free for those who can't hear. So it's a very good website, and everything is completely free there. You can download for any film, for any TV series. So another way is you can cooperate with your colleagues, for example, or your friends, and create movie clubs where you would gather around once a week, probably, watch a film, and then discuss it in English. Even better, you practice it in English. That's great. You can go to the cinema to watch films in English in the original. I don't know what city you are in, but you may try to find the place like that in your city, because I live not in a very big city, to tell you the truth, but sometimes very famous films are shown in English in the cinemas. So by the end of the of this film in the cinema in general, they put a few times in the schedule where you can watch it in English without any subtitles, without any dubs. And I was really surprised when I first went to watch a film like that. I was really surprised how many people went to watch it in English. A lot of young people, not only young, and that was amazing. So many people were interested in English, like in the original film. So that's great. And you can reserve some me time in which you can watch TV shows and films in English and tell your family, sorry guys, I need some me time. And do that in that time. If you don't have interest or time in like long films and TV shows, you can watch videos. YouTube is a great place for that. You can subscribe to different channels of what you like. And the range of topics is endless, like literally. Everyone can find something to their taste, and you can watch some things on cooking, on fashion, beauty, science, design, DIY, innovation, like anything. If you're into games, you can watch Let's Plays and some things like that. You can watch film reviews, you can watch book reviews, you can watch vlogs after all, and it's all for free. You can subscribe, push the bell button, and they will announce and tell you when there's a new video up, so you will never, you won't like miss it. And it's very convenient because the videos are usually short, so it's not even like one episode of a TV show, so we all can find time for that. I have enormous amount of different channels I subscribe to, so this is only a tip of the iceberg, 3 examples. I have like more than 50, probably even more. For recipes, I watch Food Wishes, where the inimitable Chef John shares his recipes from all over the world, some cooking techniques, some tricks, and he's just a delight to hear. Like, listen at least to one video. He loves to incorporate little puns in his talk, and he's really funny. I love this guy. So videos are normally 5 to 10 minutes, and he talks all that time, like for the whole 5 or 10 minutes. It's a great way to get English input. So next time you need to cook something, go to this channel and see what you can get. If you like comedy, you can try Foil Arms and Hug. These are 3 Irish guys who have 1 to 2 minute sketches and also pieces of their concerts on this channel. New video every Thursday. They are genius, absolutely genius. And another challenge on their channel is that they have very distinct Irish accent. So if you're not ready for like a different accent of English, this is a good chance for you to practice. And believe me, once you've seen it, you just won't be able to stop. They are marvelous. Another interesting channel is called Brave Wilderners. Yeah, the presentation will be sent for you. Don't worry, you won't lose all those links. Just relax, it will be fine. Brave Wilderners is a channel about a guy. He travels around the world and shoots videos about different animals and insects and other things. You will see animals and insects you never knew existed. This is really great. And the most interesting part is that the quality of his videos is much better than of the professional channels like National Geographic and Animal Planet, really. So I don't know how he does that, but they have much worse equipment, really. And he's also very funny. His name is Coyote Peterson, so it's really great to see him. And I don't know what happened, but somebody is clicking through my presentation.